What's up, fellas? Millennial Waterfowl here, back at you guys with another quick little episode. I'm gonna be talking to you guys about just some general stuff. Haven't talked to you guys in a little while. Don't have too much to really update on. We're still sitting on a couple weeks till the tip of the early hunting season starts down here in northeast Oklahoma. We got September 1st dove hunting, September 15th or 14th, I'd have to double check my regs for teal season. That's starting, so pretty excited about that. Yeah, one thing I did come to mind that I thought you guys would be like, yeah, no crap, Jake, come on, we know, is the price of everything just shooting up to the point where it's like, what? Remember when gas got to $4 or $5 a gallon and you were making life choices at the gas? Man, Kevin Hart, did I eat today? Like, what am I gonna do? Do I get gas or do I pay my mortgage? Type stuff. And it's getting the same way with hunting, and everybody's like, yeah, come on, Jake, we know it's expensive. Not everything has shot up a lot, but a lot of products that I've used throughout the years are getting more expensive, and of course technology is coming with it to an extent, but just the price in some things are just, I'm not saying, everybody has to shop within their certain budget to be in a league, to be, a part of a group that's important, or no, nothing like that. What I'm saying is there's some brands out there that are coming out with some stuff that I'm not too sure is really fair to begin with in the beginning. I did a video a lot too long ago about some of the basic hunting necessities you guys need out in the field to stay warm, to have a good, nice, warm hunt. And, I talked about Drake waterfowl. It's an investment. I get it. Some of these products that you buy to hunt are investments. They are. Because they're going to last. And then there's some of these products that you buy that are expensive and they don't last but a season. They don't last but a season and a half. And some people are wondering, am I even getting my money's worth? And I'm here to justify it in my own aspect to say some things yes, some things no. Like I spent like $250, $230, $260, somewhere in there on my Drake jacket 3 years ago. I'm happy with it. I ripped it once. I sewed it back up. It's held where I had it sewn. It's stayed warm. It's my go-to jacket. I like that jacket. It keeps me warm. That's my preference. I got the Sitka. I bought a Sitka jacket for a car payment. Almost $400. And I'm really not impressed. I'm not impressed by anything that they've really put out for the price that they're charging. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not knocking Sitka. I'm not saying that for you it might work and it might be your cat's meow, and that may be everything that y'all need and want. That's fine. I'm not talking to y'all about bashing on a product or saying it's better, it's worse, it's nicer, it's lighter, it's more calm. That's not what this is about. I'm telling you my opinion on what I've been through. And maybe this will help a couple of you guys not necessarily make a choice on what you want, but maybe put it in a different perspective, a different way to look at something, because that's the end result. This right here is a Walmart Mossy Oak cup. It's like not a knockoff Yeti cup, it's just a cup. It's got a little lid. Had it for a few years. Paint's a little wore down. Still holds ice just fine all day. 8 cubes all day. Not worried about it. You can go buy Yeti, you can go buy REI, you can go buy all kinds of different knockoff or name brand or original. that you want. But you got to be happy with the product you're buying. And there's certain things that I think that you can not cut a corner on, but you can really save some real money. Because if you're going to, let's be honest, if you're going to start hunting, it's expensive. It's not like you go out and you buy a couple $100 worth of stuff and you're good to go anymore. That's just not practical anymore. Sure, you could go find a used firearm. Sure, you could go get a box of ammunition, whether it's shotgun shells, rifle rounds, whatever. And yeah, you could probably find you some secondhand camo at the thrift store, and you could probably scrape by and get something bare bones. Sure, that's doable. But you're not going to have anything that's quality. Which brings me back to the whole Sitka, Drake, Yeti, Walmart extravaganza of decision making as buying equipment. I bought a dozen Avian X duck decoys a season and a half ago. I got them like kind of in the November, December area, around Christmas time. Used them from then till like the end of January. Kind of floated around a couple different states, hunted with them. Hunted them in water, sat them on ice. Brought them up here down here to Oklahoma. Hunted them down here in Oklahoma. They've been through a couple states. They've been out season and a half. And with anything that's sitting out and being weathered and cold and carried around, they're gonna get a little banged up. Even when you put them in their little sleeves in the bags, they're gonna get beat up. You carry 2-3 bags that hold a dozen apiece, and you take all your decoys out and you put them in the water. I don't throw them necessarily, especially if it's shallow. You don't want to smash them all up. But you got to take care of your stuff. And I'm not saying taking care of your stuff isn't important in the aspect of it won't last. I'm saying what you're paying for and what you're getting versus what you can have for the same end result. I've got Flambos. I've got GHGs. I've got Avian X's. I've got a couple other brands. Those are just a few I could think of off the top of my head as far as decoy brands that I run for my duck hunting spread. And to be completely honest with you, the middle GHG mallards, not the Flambos, because the Flambos don't look that bad. The hardcores, when you spend an extra $20, $30 on decoys, sometimes it does pay off when you're trying it out, and sometimes it doesn't. For me, spending $69.99 to $89.99 on 6 decoys is a joke for me, because I know for me in a season and a half they're gonna look pretty close to what a $40 for a 6-pack of decoys looks like. For me, the paint's gonna wear, they're gonna rub, they just get worn out. And I see these guys online spending, $2,000-$3,000 on decoys, hunt for one season, decide, they don't like it, or they buy $1,000 or $500 or $300. And these days, you're really not getting that much for that kind of a setup, especially with goose decoys. I mean, you buy goose decoys, you're spending. I think Rogers Sporting Goods has some pretty good deals, but I mean, I know I just looked up, I needed to get some floaters, some goose floaters, and like even for cheapos, 4 packs, you're looking at $100 for 4 decoys, $100, $25 a pop, and you're really not getting anything besides, a little bit better of a shape and a curve. Nothing else has really changed. The bodies look a little bit more detailed. But if you can buy silhouettes and you can buy socks, and those will bring birds in and you can kill them, then why is everybody going out and spending $30, $40 a decoy if detail matters so much? That's what I don't understand. Some people are saying, yeah, it's a numbers game, and then it becomes a detailed, finesse at the end of the season. Everything has its place for certain times. Okay, sure. But if you're going to take 1,000 socks and you're going to set them in a cornfield and you're going to shoot a 4-man, 5-man, 6-man limit of geese, and then you're going to turn around and you're going to take 6 dozen of the most expensive goose decoys that you could find and turn around and do the exact same thing, it got me kind of scratching my head. I don't understand. I really don't. I get it. Floaters have their role, full bodies have their role, centuries, high lookers, that's what I call them, feeders. Everything has its purpose to an extent, but to tell like beginning hunters or new people like, hey man, you always need more decoys, which we do, don't get me wrong. Love to have me some more decoys. Can never have enough. Can never have enough of some good decoys. But what's puzzling me is, you go out and you buy these high dollar brands, and I don't think you're really getting much more for them. I really don't. Because at the end of the day, they're just the brand. It's like sunglasses. You go out, you buy a pair of Oakleys. You got a pair of Oakleys. Oh my God, you're official. Go to Walmart and buy a pair of polarized camouflage glasses, work the exact same in my opinion. I mean, that's just me. I mean, I'm not a big, oh my God, flashy hunter where I've got to have this name brand of this or that name brand of that. I still kill birds. I still kill plenty of ducks. I still shoot them. Like, we still kill geese, still shoot geese. Some of the technology is things are getting lighter. That is the one thing that I can see spending more money would be better. But that's really the only thing. The detail kind of is just the icing on the cake with the decoys, in my opinion. I literally watch people take car tires, cut them in half, and go stick them out on a pond on ice and shoot geese. I've seen it. Like, you can't tell me that that's bullshit or bullcrap, excuse my French. You can't tell me that. I mean, it worked. I watched them do it. It worked. They literally took car tires. I'll say it again. They took a car tire. They cut them at like this shape, set them on the ice, called with their goose calls, and shot geese on a pond. It works. Oh, well, he could have been in a really good spot, or, they could have been roosting there. No, dude. No. This is a normal pond that everybody waterfowl hunts. It's a big place that everybody goes to. They literally did that. And I don't think they did it to prove a point. I think they just did it to see if it would work. I'm using it to prove a point. If socks work, if silhouettes work, same thing, whatever. In my opinion, you really don't have to buy all those fancy high-dollar decoys. I mean, you can buy Bigfoots. They're bulkier, they're heavier, they're bigger. Save some money. If you got the more money to spend, buy a lighter, heavier or slimmer decoy. There's so many varieties now to choose from, but when it comes down to brass tacks between this brand and that brand, and they both look the same, they both weigh the same, and this one's this brand and it weighs X amount, and this one's this brand and it weighs a little bit lighter. It's all about you as a person and what you want. In my opinion, there's a lot of things that you can change as far as saving a little bit of money, and it's not going to really hurt you too much. Waders. Hunting waders. Don't even get me started. I burn up a pair of hunting waders every year. Every single year I burn up a pair of hunting waders. I know. I don't understand. I am not malicious and mean to my waders. I take care of my waders, but somehow, some freak of nature way, they get a leak. Don't know. I don't know if people are plotting on me. I don't know if I just don't have good luck with waders, but every year, first couple weeks of hunting season, beautiful. I'm like always like standing in the water and I'm like, I'm dry, they're warm, yeah buddy. And then you just get wet and cold and you just mad, I'm just pissed. And by that time, the water's getting cold, so it's not like, oh, hey, it's teal season, you'll live. But waders for me have not been a good deal. Like, I won't buy like really, really thin frog togs no more. Like, I just won't. I bought Gander Mountain, I've bought Cabela's, I've bought in Sportsman's Warehouse, I've bought quite a few different sporting good brands. I bought some mainstreams. Game Winners aren't too bad from Academy. Haven't had the worst of luck with them, but again, leaks, like, not patches, like your crotch is filling up and your left leg's wet and you don't understand why. You ain't jumping on the eye. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm getting off the whole wader thing because I'm a little bitter about that. But there's plenty of choices to make when it comes to buying equipment and saving some money and not necessarily buying the cheap stuff versus the quality stuff, because you're gonna get so many different opinions on people as far as what works, what doesn't. It's kind of like deer hunting. There's a huge thing right now about scent lock, and I mean there always has been, but like your scent, your smell. They've got shampoos, they've got deodorants, they've got the clothes that you can buy that hold your scented. They've got ozonics that'll keep your odor down, for deer and all this. And it's an opinion of yourself. Everything boils down to confidence, no matter what. Your confidence in the woods, whether it's in any type of hunting aspect, that's what it boils down to. That product making you feel confident. Not you being confident in yourself, which you should, but you also have to be confident in your equipment. I've shot deer smoking a cigarette. I've done it. 60 yards with a rifle, 80 yards with a rifle, multiple deer in a tree stand. I've shot deer in a tree stand with my bow after smoking a cigarette. I've done it. Or with a chew. I've done it. So people will sit there and contradict you and say, you probably shot a little deer, or it was probably tiny, or you better post some pictures because, that's a bunch of horse shit. Because you're kind of shaking their religion on hunting as far as the aspect of that. I've walked into the woods, put scent lock on, washed my clothes in scent lock detergent, put them in the box, left them in the box, didn't even bring them in my house, changed in the, right next to the pickup before you walk into the woods. And I've had deer blow at me 30 yards away, not moving, not barely breathing, just sitting there. And I've had deer walk right underneath me, and don't get me wrong, I pick up my trash, I pick up my butts. I don't go around and do all that stupid shit, leave my trash. That's terrible. And deer haven't done anything, so I don't know. It's a different idea to think about, but that's your choice to make. Again, everybody has different experiences, just like with the whole, gun thing. I had an 870 Express camo. Thing was a piece of crap. Couldn't get it to cycle around. Took it in, had it worked on, brand new, bought it out of the box. It did it, acted all dumb. Just got rid of it. I'm just sick of it. You buy that brand for that dependability, and you buy something because you think it's going to work, and sometimes not everything does live up to its quality, and you get a bad one or a bad batch, or sometimes the paint didn't cure on that necessary whatever. I mean, life happens. Like, we're human. I get it. But you don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money to be in the race with everybody. Some things are a numbers game. Sometimes, like, you can buy some silhouettes and some socks and throw some full bodies in between, and it looks good and it works. But it's what works. It's not what it looks like. It's what works. If you're convincing the birds, you're convincing the deer, whatever you're doing and it's working, it's all that matters. I mean, I've killed ducks under Flambeau decoys, and I've killed ducks under Avian X decoys, Dakotas. I mean, at the end of the day, I think, you know, the hypertension of, okay, it's a decoy or it's a bird, I'm going to land, and then you shoot it and kill it, it's over. So don't freak out if you're trying to become a new hunter, if you're trying to get into this sport, if you're trying to do something new with your life and be a part of it, and freak out about how expensive everything is, because it's affordable in steps. You acquire it over time. It's not like you could just jump into it overnight without dropping an ungodly amount of sums of money that you're not going to even have everything you need. Because you can go out and spend $400 on decoys and, in my opinion, not have enough for certain places. And you can go out and you can spend $300-400 and get a decent shotgun, and it might work for you, it might not, don't know. So I mean, to say that it would cost $2,000-3,000 to get into hunting from nothing, ground zero, is a really fair estimate in this market, because stuff's expensive and the prices just keep going up. And you know, some of the technology and everything, you know, that this is a heat reflected, scent locked, blah blah blah. Some of it works, some of it's a load of garbage. That's your choice to make. But you don't have to go out and buy the fanciest of the fanciest name brand to be great and to have it. And like, I bought the kayak, paid $150 at Walmart. It's baby blue. But with some knowledge, a little bit of YouTubing with you guys, that thing's gonna look like a bush when I'm done with it. And it's gonna have lights on it, it's gonna have a little battery in it, and it's gonna be sick. And I didn't have to go out and spend $1,000 on a kayak to get the exact same thing that the $1,000 brand company wanted me to buy. I did it for $150. And when it's all said and done, I'll probably have $250 invested in the entire thing. You know, you go out and you buy you some little mesh. I got some good paint, some good spray paint, and good can of clear coat. We'll get some wraps around it. We're gonna do a video, and we're gonna build it and get it all done up for you guys. So look forward to that. That's coming up in the channel. I'm gonna be doing the kayak build, or camo paint job / blind. It's actually going to be pretty detailed. It's going to have a light on it, a light bar. It's going to have a little battery. It's going to have a nice little compartment I'm going to build. I'm going to show you how to seal everything up. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. A couple little stencils. Really easy to do. It's not going to take us long. Probably only going to take me a couple hours to really get done. And it'll be ready to go. And then, you know, you've got one more piece in your arsenal to choose from. A lot of places I like to go hunting, they're not necessarily just accessible by boat, but they have deep water spots. And I'm not a belly boat guy, so I mean, grabbing a kayak, throwing all your decoys in there, and paddling out to a spot and looking like a bush, it's a doable thing. So I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. We'll be talking about some more stuff, but just haven't posted in a little while, so I figured I'd give you guys something to pick your brain on and listen to. So once again, Millennial Waterfowl, this is Jake. Remember to like, leave a comment if you have any questions, and please share. Have a great day, guys.